He was supposed to be Ghana's safest hands. He was destined for greatness. At just 17, he had already conquered the world by winning the Under-17 World Cup with the Black Starlets. However, an injury curtailed his promising career and ending his career abruptly. Today, I am in the house of the legendary goalkeeper Ali Jarrah, and he will be telling us his story. A story full of emotions, a story full of heartbreak, and a story full of disappointment. Stay tuned and come with us. Welcome back from the quick breather. Now let's delve into the main conversation with Under-17 World Cup winner Ali Jarrah. Ali, welcome to Sports Check on GhanaWeb TV.
Thank you, my brother.
How did you get this, inspiration of becoming a goalkeeper? Where did it start from?
I was born and bred from Mamplobi, which an area where soccer is everything.
Yeah.
We have top class coast football team like Kinarison, Archangels, Fata Babies. So we grew up to see most of the players playing, and we all adapted to start playing football.
Okay. So how did integration into a team lead to the Black Starlets? How did you get into the Black Starlets?
I played for Mighty Victory. I was called to Greater Accra in '89 to play Coast Festival, which at first it implies all disciplines. But soccer was strictly chosen by the coast. So I was chosen to play for Greater Accra, which we won the tournament. Playing final against the Western region, which Greater Accra won the tournament. By winning the tournament, players were selected from there, and that's how I ended up to be in the Under-17 national team.
Okay, and mostly at times, getting called up to the national team, even though like it's just the Under-17, how was the feeling knowing that you've been called to go to a World Cup, represent the nation at the grandest stage?
Even the call-up, at first, there are no radio stations.
Yeah.
It's only graphic and times. So if your name you'll be called to be part of the national team. On Mondays, you have to go to the
newsstand.
No, post office to check through, the newsstand, that's the word. To check the newspapers, which you don't have money to buy a newspaper. So to check around to see if you check the sports section, your name is up. Being inclusive when call-ups are in. And I checked my name, I was inclusive. I've never wore boots before. I've never wore gloves before. I have to look for, especially, I went there without gloves, but boots, I have to go to a friend to borrow a boot to go to camp. And it's a hard feeling. You over 150 players, which is being called to play national team. And you are part. It's an honor. It's an honor.
So how did the family feel like informing? I believe mom and dad were alive then.
By then, my mommy wasn't alive because she asked me not to play football because he said Juju is in football, so he didn't allow. But it's my dad who supports us, who is in Accra Sports Stadium each and every time. I was born and bred in stables. We grew up in stables. As beginning, if it wasn't the football, I will be a jockey because I know everything about horse racing. So my father there is into it already, so everybody was happy in the family. Which I went in, and God willing, I was part of the 23-man squad.
Yeah. And then becoming number one.
And then the 17th, the first World Cup we won, it was Benowo. I was reserved. Because I'm an amateur by then. Starting afresh. They were playing Premier, which they are much more matured. So I went and understudied them to be their next predecessor.
Oh, okay. And how did they finally feel when you were the number one goalkeeper for the Starlets?
I start warming up. From Starlets, I was called to play House of Folk, which I was registered in House of Folk. That's where the real life starts because it's the premiership. I was the youngest goalkeeper to play for House of Folk. That's where I started. And I started growing, picking up from there. I met a master, Stanley Fansan, who has been in the post for more than 15 years. So I understudied him before we went to the World Cup. At the World Cup, under 17 won the under 17 World Cup in Italy. When we came back, I am matured.
Okay.
That's where the real life started. 2003 season. I won the SWAG Best Player, Toyota Most Exciting Player, Football Prospect. Yeah. I swap all the awards, so that's where the maturity starts.
Yeah, okay. There, before we get into the real maturity, then the Hearts of Folk journey, do you have any fond memories of the World Cup, the Under 17 World Cup that you won? Any memories that you cherish?
Winning the first, by then in 1985, Nigeria won the Under 17 World Cup with the 8 cheating. So FIFA swapped the card from it. So Ghana was the first African team to have won the World Cup. It's an honor and glory, which everything is flying over, standing ovation, winning the World Cup. You can't the
even
moment,
describe it. Yeah.
Yes, you can't describe the moment which winning the World Cup. It's a glory. Coming all the way to Ghana, street has been named after Starlets 91 behind the stadium. Going to see the president, it's a great honor.
And then offers start coming. Were there any offers from abroad?
Especially in the 93 season, that was my peak.
Yeah, your peak.
Getting contract from Japan, Italy, Liverpool.
Yeah,
That was a team who came first, but my age couldn't allow me before FC Cologne.
Yeah, head of Cologne.
So FC Cologne was the target which came to does everything with Accra as a folk.
Now let's get into the real business. Now you've won the Under 17 World Cup. You've almost hit the streets. Now your name is everywhere on the streets. You go to House of Folk. How was the feeling walking into the House of Folk group?
No, playing for House of Folk, it's like playing the national team. And a young chap from Coast to a premier side, a goalkeeper specifically, which you don't have certain ages to be in certain clubs. I went there and it fits very well. I remember the time, our days, they line up players at the Accra Sports Stadium or YMCA to showcase the kind of players you have, the new players coming. It reached my 10 days, I should go and pick Macho. I'm too young to play Accra. Gradually, it was a friendly match against Advanced Stars. Abbas Caesar was in, he was substituted. I went inside. The performance and I saved a penalty. I was registered on Friday night. Sunday Acts of Folk against Kumapim. That was my first game. Wow. I was the first choice. Football is luck.
Yeah.
It's a game of chance. Whenever you've been introduced and God is on your side, you succeed.
I want you to walk us through the moment you saw that you'll be starting against Kotoko. I mean, as a goalkeeper, you wouldn't wish that your first, I know you would want to play against the biggest clubs in Ghana, but then your first your debut against a top club, how was it like knowing you will be in post against Kotoko?
A story behind the first game against Kotoko. Let's take it, which I have the feeling a crowd of folk playing against Kotoko. I wasn't in post, but it was Salifansa. And that was 91.
Yeah.
And which we, as a folk were accused in Angola that we've stolen towers. And the following week we are playing Kotoko. And look at the stadium in Kumasi, very full.
That time, yeah.
I wasn't even among the first 16. The crowd, the tension, the hooting. I asked myself, oh God, if I were to be put in this post, can I? That's the first question I asked. But when it reaches my turn, at the time we walked into the stadium, my heart was kicked based on the support base and the shouting. But Sullivan San told me, late Sullivan San told me, you can do it. That's why you are here. Go there and let the world know that there's a little boy called Ali. So it encourages me. I went inside. I was the best. So I am grateful. I always grateful.
Well, he is grateful. And on that note, we'll go for another quick short break. And when we are back, you go into, where it actually gets emotional. The injury, how his, his career just got shortened at a younger age. So stay tuned and don't change the dial. We're back once again and still here with the legendary goalkeeper Ali Jarrah. But here it gets a bit emotional. Ali, I don't want to, go down a trip where maybe you wouldn't want to speak about, but it's an emotional thing. You had your career ahead of you, and on the streets, your names were everywhere. Every young goalkeeper wanted to be like Ali Jarrah when they, grew up, but it was curtailed. How did you handle that moment?
At that moment, I think you might be asking me that question, but I will use that to start. That's why whenever it reaches the time this unfortunate incident happened in my life, I always tweet.
Okay.
Because a young chap with a bright future knew he's traveling feeling back pain, although I have to say in UK when we went to a tour, I had a problem which started from there. We came back, let's take it time to travel, started everything, started feeling back pain. I went to Stadium Clinic to see the stadium doctors. I was given a prescription, which I came back on. Each and every day, the pain is severe. I was rushed to Kolebu, admitted, given a ward, medical ward 3. The day I showered, after 3rd day, I slept deeply because I couldn't sleep. I woke up from waist coming downwards. Everything is off. Which I couldn't raise my legs. Everything went off. My stomach started swelling. My right leg started swelling. This was making smaller and smaller. I've never heard the word paralysis. It took the doctors to say that you are paralyzed. So I started crying. And the day I got paralyzed, it was Friday. That was the day it came to papers that I've been called to blasters.
Oh.
So just imagine. Because each and every day you go through certain pains and look at a guy who has played in the final within 2-3 weeks, he's paralyzed. And the young time, by then I was 17.
Wow.
So it's very painful. People can share the pain, but they can't bear the pain I went through. That's how it happens.
Wow. And I don't know if I should bring him in, but then it was your first call up to the Black Stars. And do you still know the cause of your, your predicament where?
I don't think so that people, they know about what exactly happened. I can't. But they related it to the Guillain-Barré syndrome.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you go through pain, but certain times it goes through the Almighty God to put you into certain things for you to be closer to the Almighty. That's how I took whatever I went through. That's what I take it.
Okay. And suddenly your name starts coming down. There were no shouts of Ali Jarrah, Ali Jarrah. So how did you handle the silence? Were there any football friends who were giving you support, cheering you up and stuff?
I was lucky to be flown to the United Kingdom, Cromwell Hospital for treatment.
Okay.
I had best doctors in the United Kingdom. I have best counselors in the United Kingdom. So after a month, they let me understand what I'm going through.
Okay.
And how I'm going to live with this kind of sickness. So I have accepted the challenge and move forward with it.
Okay, so it never really bothered you after they cancelled you and everything?
Yes.
Now, it's official. The doctors have told you that you are no longer working anytime soon. Your career was basically over. How did you feel?
After accepting the fact that I would not be able to walk again.
Yeah.
Because I came on wheelchair.
Yeah.
Crutches was designed to me for me to understand that I can't be a sports person again. I must fight for my life. So throughout my life, I have to fight for my recovery. Traveling all over the shores of Ghana for a local treatment. Almost every time I do go to the northern region, everywhere to seek for support of medical treatment. That's what I do. I have to struggle for my life for me to be able to at least achieve whatever I wanted.
So, life after the injury, how has it been?
Life after football is like putting you on the desert without water. That's the simple thing I must put it. It's like putting you in the desert without water. I don't play my football career to finish.
Yeah.
I played football for 3 years. Even the 3 years, I took 1.5 year, half year out of it because I understudied my senior men. Yeah. I played football for only 2.5 years. And look at the achievement.
Yeah.
Even the local team, look at the achievement, swapping no awards. After that, those you sacrifice your life for.
Yeah.
Don't care. And sometimes it's pity Ghanaians talked what they want against people who come and speak the truth. Certain people, if I were to be their family members, which age 17, 32 years now, without their consent, if I were to be their brother, how would they feel? 32 years ago, how much is salary in the premiership? Even no salary. What you were being given is,
There's a stipends, allowances.
come on, we put smiles into people's faces.
Yeah, that's right.
From their homes to make them happy. Why can't the nation turn their back? At the time, I don't speak alone normally. Although my case is different, I don't speak alone. Baba Yara from Ho coming to Accra, what happened? He got paralyzed after a match.
Yeah.
They left him alone after his death. Same was mentioned after Baba Yara. Is this fair? Robert Mensah was stabbed. Nobody knows his children till date. And the stadium has been named after him. Reverend Osei Kofi Mohammed Polo they are there. Nobody cares about them. And people talk anyhow. I have paid my dues for Mother Ghana. I sacrificed to achieve laurels for Mother Ghana. I opened up a goalkeepers academy for free. I've trained over 360 goalkeepers, which the nation have benefited, and 3 or 4 goalkeepers has been through World Cup. Through my initiative, I've been with persons with disability. I've taken amputee football to 3, 4 World Cup. We've won back-to-back amputee African tournaments, all African games, which amputee football have won. How? So what wrong have I done?
So is this towards either Hearts of Folk, the GFA, or the government?
I'm talking in general. I'm talking in general. We should celebrate our heroes. Dead man don't say thank you. It takes the living to say thank you. You sacrifice for your nation, and the nation don't die for you. In my case, like I'm saying, 17 years. It's been 32 good years. That is why I tweet. I struggle on my own. I go to hospitals, I buy my own medicine. I struggle on my own. Is that right for a nation to treat their heroes like that? We don't say they should give us everything in the world.
Yeah.
If you care about some people, recognition is the most important thing. It has been the norm. I've said 32 years. I've been doing these interviews for 32 years. Who cares? Everybody knows my situation. Who cares? They don't. What Ghanaians want is negative aspect.
Yeah.
Talk about me, talk around about negative issues. Maybe someone hears negativity, something negative about you. It will go viral. That's about our heroes. Suffering, crying for help, dying. That's all. Do you want a celebrity who needs your help to die? For you to come and read appreciation letter, tribute. That's the tribute they want to celebrate their heroes. By the time they are leaving, nobody cares. That's why I said, that man, don't say thank you. It takes a living. Let our children be proud of us.
What advice do you give to these young goalkeepers or any upcoming footballer?
Before I come to that, I think the younger generation coming, I want the government to push them into pension. They should do a scheme which each and everybody will contribute to the scheme, a short-term scheme. If the end of your career, if even 6 years, you can get a benefit, which we can help every former footballer. It will be very well for us. They should do the campaign. It will be compulsory for every footballer to contribute towards it. My message to the younger generation is, they should be closer to former players. Try to make good use of a penny you have, so that in the near future, the mistakes some of us did will not lead for you to go begging after your career. Football, we don't have social security, we don't have insurance. It's a seasonal job. When your time ends, it ends forever. So pleading with them to make something meaningful with a penny they have, so that in the near future, they don't cry whenever they end their career.
Okay, before we end this, I'm giving you like a minute to, call on whoever, the government, the GFA, to, come to aid.
I think I will tell the president that it wasn't my fault for this unfortunate incident to happen on my way. Whoever God chose him, I am the chosen one. I'm pleading with him. I know he's a good listener. I'm waiting for the day he will call me. And God bless him. I pray for him for long life. Whatever he touches, may the Almighty grant it true. I'm most grateful to GhanaWeb TV for visiting me today after hearing my tweet. It wasn't a bad intention. Every year when I go through this pain, for the year I got paralyzed, I always made a tweet. I'm most grateful to you.
Jarrah, thanks for having us. And I wish the government, the GFA, or whoever comes to your aid.
Grateful to you.
Wow, that was, an emotional interview with one of our legendary goalkeepers, Ali Jarrah. And like I said, we hope and pray that President John Dramani Mahama, the GFA headed by President Ket Okweku Mante, and all other agencies come to his aid and, uplift him from his current situation. This is where time will allow us for today's episode of Sports Check on GhanaWeb TV. My name still remains Frank Kamal Echampon.